Alright, I'm gonna record on this bad boy and also on my phone. How long have you been growing your beard?
January, February, March.
Just this year?
No.
Okay, okay.
I'm so
Wow.
I started maybe February-ish 3 years ago.
Okay.
So 3 years.
Great. That's pretty good. Well, it's like a child, I guess. 3
Yeah.
years. It's beginning to start kindergarten. So we're just going to start with some background questions, just general questions about your biking experience. The first one is, how often would you say that you bike? I'm going to list a couple answers. Multiple times per day, once per day, multiple times per week, once per week, less than once a week.
Multiple times per day.
Excellent. And then, do you bike regularly for any of the following reasons? Let me know which ones apply to you. To commute to or from work.
Yes, but also I bike the entire time that I'm working as well.
What is the nature of your...
So I work for Lettuce Compost.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I work 4 days a week doing commercial and residential compost pickups.
Do you use a different bike, or you have a
I
bike
use my own
attachment?
bike.
All right. And then other reasons: to do regular shopping or errands.
Yep.
To visit friends or family.
Yep.
For recreation and or exercise. Yes. Any other reasons that weren't listed?
Almost certainly. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I moved to Florida by bike.
Oh, yes. By bike. How's your mattress strapped to the top of your...
Oh, I had a plastic roll and a blanket.
Yep. How long did that take? Move to Florida from Florida here?
Both,
to
actually.
Florida,
I moved from here to Florida, and then I moved back when I decided Florida wasn't for me. So that took... First time it took the longest. That took like 8 days to get from here to Sarasota, which is south of Tampa. Then... No. It took more than 8 days. Probably nine days. So like a week between here and Gainesville, Florida, and then 2 days between there and Sarasota. So that was the first time I did it. The last time I did it, it took me 6 days. So
All
I
right.
did Gainesville to Athens in 4 days, which is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
It's 95 miles average per day.
Sounds nuts. Does your butt hurt by the end of the 9 days, or you get used to sitting on the seat?
Well, let's see. You know about saddle sores?
Yeah.
Okay. So, didn't have to deal with that. I've got a pretty good saddle.
Okay.
Especially by the time I was going, had a different saddle that last time because the first one got smashed when my bike was on a bike rack along with 3 other bikes. We were going to go to Tallahassee to watch an alley cat from Gainesville. And it wasn't, the bike rack was not made for 4 bikes, it was only made for 3, so a strap snapped. I fell off on the freeway, and the whole assembly tumbled end over end, and some of the bikes were totaled. Mine was one where the frame was okay. It picked up a wicked new dent, but a lot, like just components flying all over the place. Yeah. And tacoed a wheel and smashed my saddle.
That's rough.
But anyway, I got the replacement I got
That's
was
pretty
not a Brooks, but a Velo Orange.
Okay.
So it wasn't broken in that first ride, but I mean, it's like supposed to ride it 500 miles before it's like really broken in. So I broke it in 4 days.
That's pretty good. The next question is, which describes why you use a bike for transportation? Kind of similar, but more nuanced a bit. Just let me know which answers apply to you. You lack regular access to a car.
Yep.
You do not have a driver's license.
Yep.
You lack regular access to a bus system.
Nope.
Biking is more convenient for you than using a car or bus.
Yes.
You enjoy using your bike for transportation.
Yes.
Biking is good for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Biking is good for the environment.
Yes.
Any other reason why you use a bike for transportation?
So this is a tough one because I don't. There's so many reasons, but I'm not sure how to pull them out of all
And
the
singular
things that
bullet
you've covered.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
again, I'm going to say almost certainly.
All right. And then which bike safety equipment do you have access to? A helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Lights for nighttime riding?
Yeah.
Mirrors?
No.
Any other safety equipment that you use?
I consider sunglasses.
Glasses.
When I used to ride without them, and I mean, I guess the most important thing that I started wearing them is that occasionally you get some like road grime in your eye. That's no good. It's like when you're all of a sudden blinded in one eye. When you have two eyes, it's like you lose one, you can keep going. But once you're down to one, you're like, holy shit, I can't afford to let anything else get into this eye. So that's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the glare of the sun. I didn't used to care about this, but now I was reading about UV protection, and so you want to protect your skin, but you also want to protect your retinas because your retinas will take UV damage long term as well. So yeah, getting that, and then just the wind. Like I used to have some like glasses that just kind of sat in front of my eyes, but the wind would get around, so I still have to squint. So now I've got they form a pretty good shell around, and I don't have to hold my face tense. And that's, I mean, it's a small thing, but it's over the long term, I'm sure it's going to be even a lot nicer.
Since you don't have to hold your face tense, it probably prevents wrinkles too.
Yeah.
Another positive.
Let's see, what other safety equipment? During work, I wear a vest.
Vest. Okay. Great. For the statement, Athens is a bike-friendly city, how do you feel about it? Would you strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree?
It's not the worst place. I'm going to disagree.
All right.
So I ride a lot, but I mean I'm a quite experienced rider. I think it needs to be, it could be much more accessible for new riders, which is the most important thing to be called bike friendly. Like in Nordic countries, nobody wears nobody needs to wear a helmet. Like traffics I don't know, perhaps they need to, but the conditions are a lot safer. And like the style of riding where I'm just like looking all around, like dodging potholes, I don't know, racing to beat stop signs.
Yeah.
That's all just I don't know, specialist stuff. And but in Denmark, and yeah, like that. You don't have to dodge potholes. You just get on your bike and go on an easy pace. Like traffic lights don't even stop you because they're timed. So, yeah, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, sounds good. Kind of related to what you've been talking about, how could Athens become more bike friendly? Let me know which ones you think apply. More greenways and other paths for bikes and walking only.
Mm-hmm.
More dedicated bike lanes on existing roads.
Mm-hmm.
Use of curbs or posts to separate car lanes from bike lanes.
Absolutely.
Stations where bikes could be stored or repaired.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And then any other ways Athens could become more bike friendly.
Oh, the Idaho stop.
What is that?
Oh, so it's a rule. It's a rule in Idaho. I mean, that was, I guess, pioneered in Idaho, wherein bicycle riders are allowed to treat red lights as stop signs, and stop signs as yield signs.
And it worked?
Yeah.
Very successful.
I mean, like you look around. If there's a car coming, those things become signs are treated with their original intent. But if there are no vehicles coming or there's no other traffic, you don't have to like give up all like the potential energy that you've built up just to wait at an empty empty intersection.
That's awesome. We have not heard that before. What is your age?
29.
And then how would you describe your gender?
I'm male.
And then how would you describe your race or ethnicity?
White and Asian.
All right. So that concludes the question portion. The next portion is a sketch mapping exercise. And how this will work is that I'm going to give you a blank sheet of paper and a pen. And you're going to create a map similar to this.
Okay.
Where you're going to just make a dot with your starting location. It doesn't have to be your home. It just has to be the starting location of one of your most popular routes, maybe your home. And then map your route to your final destination. Be sure to mark along the way important intersections, important buildings, and street names so that we can identify where you're headed. And then also, you probably won't need this, but if you do, we have Google Maps available for any sort of orientation.
Wait.
Looks good. Awesome. So talk me through your route, and talk me specifically about traffic conditions in the area where you're riding, maybe on the bike lane or on the road, specific intersections that may be troubling. Just talk to me about each step and how it
So
how it
this
goes.
is all residential. This is quite easy. There's a roundabout right there.
Okay.
So you go. Let's see. Turning onto Prince, there's usually more traffic right here. Prince is busier.
What time do you usually do this route?
So this is I do this mornings, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
So this is where I go to get my work stuff, and from there I go on to do whatever route I'm trying to do that day. And that takes me all over the city. But so there's a good bit of traffic, but there's good visibility, and I'm always able to pull out.
Could you take
into
these
traffic.
notes on the map? Like
Yeah.
just good visibility.
So this intersection is so it's a little bit tricky because the road kind of does this kind of thing. No, it's like So when I'm making a right turn, and I stop here, so I can turn right on a red light, but because this is set so far back, it's I've got to spend some time going out this way before I turn right, and so like conditions might change. Like I'm pretty good about I don't know, reading the flow of traffic, but it's just a little bit tricky because like of the time lost in that situation. So I'm judging right here what I think conditions will be like at this critical point where I'm like potentially intersecting the flow of other traffic, and so that's a little bit tough. Here it's all pretty fine. This one is the most difficult because there's this the crest of a hill over here. And then here's the varsity. And then Broad is quite big.
Yeah.
So you've got in the morning during heavy traffic. Morning heavy traffic, limited visibility. So it can be tough because like a lot of traffic moving pretty quickly might be over the hill. So I just have to get out into that the flow of traffic much more quickly. I just I have to hustle,
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean I can do it, but yeah, like again for a less experienced rider who isn't as confident in their ability to get started moving. I'm sure like yeah you see drivers doing this as well, where it's just like a person just doesn't feel confident in the window of space, and so they might end up waiting there for a long time, way too long, probably. Anyway, that is a point where that can happen. So, I, if I thought like the conditions were just untenable, like if the traffic was gridlocked, I might go all the way to Millage,
Okay.
because that's an easier right turn, and that a right turn is also like right turns are easier, and there's I mean that's right at the top of the hill, so the visibility is good. There's also the light,
Yeah.
the stoplight. And there's a light here. So yeah, I can. That avoids this intersection here. And then another thing I'll often do is go onto this street, and then there's like a way through the varsity parking lot. If it's just like traffic is gridlocked and there's no space, especially during this time, I'll have my my trailer behind me, which limits means I can't get through the space between the curb and cars, parked and stopped cars as well. So which I don't want to wait in traffic, so I can avoid the intersection traffic by taking this preemptive right and cutting through the this parking lot.
Have you had any crashes or near crash experiences on any of these routes?
On this one, okay. Let's see. On my way back, on Chase Street, I got rear-ended. A car hit my trailer.
Okay. Could you mark it on the map?
Yeah. It was right here. Yeah, so the car came from behind when I was coming this way. And I didn't see my trailer. Probably need to put more orange on it. But knocked into me. I felt the shockwave through my bike, but it was fine.
Did you get injured at all?
No.
Yeah.
I thought about like I need to like jump through the hoops so that like Athens has accurate like traffic statistics regarding bicycles, but I also didn't want to go through that process.
Yeah. That's completely fine. So the next portion is using these highlighters to identify areas on like either end of the spectrum, areas that you think are especially dangerous with red, pink, and then areas that you think are especially safe or enjoyable with green.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Looks great. Good work. So thank you so much. This has been really informative. So the focus, just the final conclusion, the focus of the research is finding ways to improve the safety of biking in Athens. Just your final notes, what do you think should be the highest priority in the effort to achieve this safety?
Highest priority.
And then in addition to that, what would you do to make it the most safe?
Going back to Denmark, it's like anything that allows, that makes it easier for that makes bikes makes it more accessible for a person who is inexperienced, or or for an inexperienced rider.
All right.
That any measure that that achieves that means more bikes, which means less cars, and cars are the danger.
And then, are there any specific areas along your route specifically that you like to see changes most?
Never thought about it that way. Yeah, I know the financial cost involved in widening a street like Millage.
It's not too easy.
Nevertheless, Millage is an incredibly, a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of people just like going around the bunch of offices on Millage. Traffic gets pretty tight, and it's intimidating it can be intimidating to ride on. But if it could be achieved, I think there'd be a lot of new riders on Millage. And there are back roads to go through, but they're just like the reason back roads are back roads. They're just not as convenient.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
This has been really good. As a thank you, we have complimentary bike lights.
Oh, fucking sweet.
Oh yeah. You can frame those as well. I'm gonna be framing this.
What? No. Batteries.
Gotta take what you get.
What is this shit?
Maybe we'll do another interview. In that interview, I'll get you some batteries.
Do they take mini lithium?